is in video. New England Studios is the perfect location for beginning and experienced photographers and videographers to get the most for their rental time. We also have a full kitchen. We also have a full bath. Our convenient street-level elevator makes load-ins a snap. New England Studios has photo and video camera rentals, as well as lights, a green screen, and very cool props. Also, some of the hottest models in the Northeast are working today. Visit us on the web today at newenglandstudios.com or call us at 203-653-5199 and book your next shoot with us today.
All right, welcome back to the Sportswire. We just had a great interview with Rob DaCosta, host of The Platform, Teachers Corner, and Leadership Circle. We've had a great night so far.
Yeah. Hopefully you're having as much fun as we are, because I know I'm having a blast.
Absolutely.
We've had 3 great guests on. I also don't want to be remiss and run out of time later on, but I want to thank Redeemed for joining us. Check out his radio show, but also his upcoming show, Unashamed, on Sportswire Entertainment. Want to thank Nikki V, and you can find out information about the different leagues that she's involved in, different organizations, on the website as well. And then also Rob DaCosta, who we just had on here, and his shows. He's got multiple shows coming in too.
Absolutely. So we're going to actually go over some mainstream sports, but we're going to start with one that not many people listen to, but it's college hockey. Even though we did have 2 Connecticut teams in the...
We do, and that's why I definitely want to make sure we get it in there. Plus, I love the name. The Frozen Four is coming up. We've got Quinnipiac is still in there, and for those that maybe haven't been following it, Quinnipiac's the #1 team in the nation.
Wow.
That's never happened before. Quinnipiac is #1 in men's NCAA Division I ice hockey, and that's the first time in the program history of attaining that spot. So that program's grown by leaps and bounds. Yale is also in, and Yale's already advanced. They've already played their game in the first round. They're on to the second round, and they're going to be playing North Dakota. In fact, I believe that's happening today, if I'm not mistaken. Don't have a result on that yet, but that's something that's going on. Don't want to forget the Women's Ice Hockey Championship is coming up. I apologize. That one's done. Minnesota defeated Boston University, and one of the reasons I think that's important to mention in here is Boston always has a lot of representatives in that, so hopefully in the near future we can get some of the Connecticut teams in that. But one that a lot more people are following would certainly be the Big Dance.
Yes.
March Madness.
Yep. March is known for.
Yeah, so that's one thing. We don't have time to go through all the games. That's not what our purpose is here. But a couple updates that we can give you. Syracuse won their game against Marquette today, so they will be moving on to the next round. Michigan will be playing Florida. The Cinderella team there, Florida...
Gulf Coast.
Yeah, Florida Gulf Coast.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm going FGC.
Yeah, Florida Gulf Coast University.
They got knocked off by Florida. That was a great run.
Yeah, but still to have them get... we've had quite a few upsets this year, especially with Harvard. Harvard ruined many... Harvard and Florida Gulf Coast ruined many people's tournament brackets.
Bracket busters.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember listening to Mike and Mike on ESPN Radio, and they were saying how, they have their bet going every year, and they said it came down to the Duke-Michigan game.
Yep.
And it's like this early.
Yeah.
But it's because of those bracket busters.
Yep. And Duke knocked off Michigan State, so they're going to be playing Louisville. And then last I knew, Wichita State was currently leading Ohio State, so that would be another upset if that continues to hold. Go Wichita State, because I'm not an Ohio State fan. Down with the Buckeyes. Nothing personal. But we also have the women's basketball championship, and we have good news for us here in Connecticut. UConn women will be playing Delaware, and that's going on down in Bridgeport. So the UConn women have advanced. They defeated Maryland, so that's going on to the next round as well. And that April 9th is the national championship game for that tournament.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's a lot of stuff going on in terms of college sports now because, of course, the college year is dwindling down. College baseball is starting, like I had mentioned earlier, because in the state we have, Quinnipiac, we have UNH, we have Southern, Central, UConn, but none of our teams around here really get national recognition for baseball.
And since I was mentioning the women's national championship for basketball, I want to mention the WNBA season will be starting up in May, so be looking forward to that. Those games are a lot of fun to go out to. I know when I was in Phoenix, we have the team out there. Connecticut, certainly, it's a big sport here. So
yeah, Connecticut's on, playing right up in the league itself.
So check out those schedules. Try to look at those games. NBA.
Yes.
The big story there has been the Miami Heat's 27-game winning streak coming to an end.
Yes. The Chicago Bulls really took that over. The fact that the Miami Heat 27 in a row, that's unheard of in modern day basketball. And you got to think of it, this wasn't a strike-shortened season. So between the Bulls game that the Heat lost and the last time the Heat lost, so much stuff has happened. Anquan Bolden won the Super Bowl with the Ravens. He's now a 49er.
Yeah, true.
That's how long it's been since the Miami Heat actually lost the game. But The Rock won the world title and beat CM Punk in a rematch since the last time the Heat lost. So it's one of those things where it was a phenomenal thing. And the Miami Heat, they have what Rob was just talking about with leadership. LeBron James, love him or hate him, he knows how to lead the team.
Yeah, and I think one thing that's overlooked in that, because I was looking at some articles about that, Eric Spoelstra. Here people were talking a few years ago about, he won't be there long, he's only there, he can coach superstars. That's a lot of work. I mean, not that I've done it, but, there's a lot of teams that have superstars and they don't gel like that.
Look at the Lakers. The Lakers are a key prime example of that. Everybody thought bringing in Steve Nash was going to just cement the Lakers' legacy right now with Kobe, with Dwight Howard, and
which crushed the population of Phoenix when he left, and I can attest to that personally.
But the fact that the superstars, their egos get in the way. Everybody says, well, LeBron James doesn't take the big shot. Michael Jordan took the big shot. LeBron James gave it to the person that needs to have the ball.
Right, and I think that's the biggest quality there that's helped the Heat come together is they're willing to
work together.
Yeah, they're willing to step down and take a different role, whereas the Lakers haven't gotten to that point. And I don't want to be remiss, though, because I'm not a Laker fan, but if we're going to go back to the last time there was a winning streak, it was 71-72, and that was the Los Angeles Lakers winning 33 in a row.
Yeah, and that's a record.
So, but April 20th, the playoffs in basketball will be starting up, so that's something to look forward to there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's a good thing. Quick note out of the New York Mets, Johan Santana's Mets career looks to be over with a season-ending injury. It doesn't look like he'll be back in a Mets uniform anytime soon. So that just crushes any kind of hopes for the Mets.
Wow, that's a tough one. Yeah, I told you at the beginning we were going to try to avoid giving you too much bad Mets news, but sorry about that.
Yeah. The Mets themselves are they've always been the redheaded stepchild compared to the Yankees. But unfortunately, it's still one of those things where, they had a great Subway Series in 2000.
Yep.
They had a couple of decent runs, but they collapsed at the end. And now but I have to say both New York teams this year are just looking down in the dumps.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough year here in this area for baseball. The Red Sox might be on the upswing, which doesn't make me happy either, but they've got a lot of work to do there as well. But I believe you had a couple other things you want to talk about.
I do want to talk about next Sunday is WrestleMania Sunday, live from our backyard at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. It looks to be like it's shaping up to be a great card. Undertaker, CM Punk. Undertaker puts a streak on the line against CM Punk. I personally see that this match shouldn't take place, period, because The Undertaker can't do what CM Punk is going to do, and The Undertaker can't make CM Punk look good, let me put it that way. And I don't think CM Punk should be the one to break the streak. So So they're going to have The Undertaker beat CM Punk somehow to last until next year's WrestleMania 30, where ultimately the streak should come to an end. Brock Lesnar and Triple H in a no-holds-barred match where if Triple H loses, his career is over. Look for Triple H to gain redemption on Brock Lesnar from SummerSlam, because now that Triple H is COO of WWE, he's in a high-ranking position. He can control the booking, but he also knows what's best for the company. And he knows that Triple H, the name, still brings people to the seats. So he's not going anywhere anytime soon. But they are going to start Brock Lesnar up with another feud coming up soon.
Stoke those fires, right? Keep it burning.
Absolutely. In the title matches, like I alluded to, The Rock and John Cena for the WWE Championship. I look for Cena to get redemption this year. I do not think it was... Number one, I don't think it was a great idea for The Rock to have the title at all, because he's a part-timer, and, this is something I should have brought up with Nikki V.
True.
But The Rock being a part-timer, when you got guys in the back that are fighting day in and day out and putting their bodies on the line day in and day out, they're the ones that deserve the title. Granted, the WWE is about money, and The Rock still brings in brings in attendance, brings in the dollars. I still feel, CM Punk should have kept the title, and he should be facing John Cena at WrestleMania. But, I'm not Vince McMahon. If I was, we'd have a little bit better of a equipment setup. We wouldn't have to go on 45 minutes late. But
you never know. That could still happen even with the big expensive stuff. So.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But I do feel that Cena will beat The Rock this year at WrestleMania. Alberto Del Rio and Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger's current character has been bringing up a lot of media attention lately because his new manager, Zeb Coulter, who, if people understand, know wrestling, formerly known as Dirty Doug Mantle, Uncle Zebekiah when he was in the WWE prior. He's got this character that's almost like this, Vietnam veteran that, our U.S. borders are just like Swiss cheese, that they let everybody in, and, we need to close down the borders, and, he actually has gotten so much controversy that Glenn Beck, who used to work here in Connecticut at KC 101, actually sounded off.
Wow, that's going back.
Yes, Glenn and Pat and Glenn and Vinny. And,
wow.
Glenn Beck actually spoke out against the WWE because of this character. But yeah, I did find out there's a lot of backstory there. When Glenn Beck was working at KC 101, or at WLI, excuse me, he was supposed to do an interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin, because this is back during pre-Attitude Era days, back in the 90s. He was supposed to do an interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin for an event coming up, completely botched the interview because he started on one of his rants about wrestling not being real and, this and that and the other thing, and he got punished. He actually got suspended from WLI for that, and he's had a vendetta against the WWE ever since. So when, WWE crew sent, Michael Cole of all people to Glenn Beck's studios, he refused to even come on camera. So that's been getting a lot of controversy. Also on the card is The Miz versus Wade Barrett, which they might actually combine with a Divas match. You have the Hall of Fame, the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony coming up the night before. Actually, on a side note, you're supposed to see the SWE Hall of Fame ceremony on this show at the beginning. We are pushing it off for a few months, trying to get all of our Hall of Famers together for a big night gala. But we're out of time.
We are. I do want to thank our sponsors one more time, though. CXP Studios, Eagle Eye Entertainment, KBW Designs, Sports Plus, again.
Yes.
Rent a DJ, Sophie Marie's Pizza, and then, of course, New England Film Studios for having us here.
Absolutely. We want to thank our crew, Chris Herkner, Will Case, Greg Getze, Josh, I forget his last name.
Kelly.
That's Kelly. Melissa Schwartz, Irving Gomez. We want to thank Redeemed for coming on, Nikki V, Rob DaCosta, Mark Modulowski.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Mark Modulowski.
Modulowski, okay. And I'm Vinny Apicella. we hope you had a great time. We'll see you next week on the Sportswire.